You're tuned in to Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk, live every weekday on the Nation Network YouTube.
There have been 41 games played this season for the Oilers, which means tonight is the official start of the second half of their season, and it is time for the old Oily boys to turn on the Jets. Let's get into things with the lead. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. As always, this is The Lead, brought to you by The Sports Closet. Every show, we are coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out, sportscloset.ca. Oilers reverse retro gear from whatever team you need. NFL playoffs coming up, Jay. Maybe you want to freshen up your look for your favorite NFL team. They got it all. Doesn't matter the sport. Bills, Dolphins, while we are in Vegas. Woo,
how about the Packers yesterday? Jeez.
How do you not?
Just melted.
We got our resident Lions fan in the building in Liam. And
if we ain't going, they ain't going either. Go home, cheeseheads.
Now, do you like the Lions because they are a lion and that has significance connection to England?
I'll say yes, but I like the Lions because the first Madden game I bought had Calvin Johnson on it.
Oh,
Megatron. Like 5.99s on the team. I was like, oh, they must be great. And I actually learned what football was and realized they're horrendous.
Yeah, you got duped is what you did.
Big time.
Now you're in for a lifetime of pain. At least your favorite hockey team is just not disappointing you at all whatsoever as of late.
No.
Jay, your voice is raspy from yelling at the screen on Saturday night.
It's twofold. I said I had skier's cough. It's been diagnosed as bronchitis, so no one can get sick around me. I just have to go through this with a voice and a cough. I took a special lozenge to get through the Kane interview. If you notice, I didn't cough once. And then every, the seconds before and after, I've been hacking out a lung. But I feel good, but I got a cough.
As you can see, it is a Sherwood Ford Giant game day. But before we get set for what is, I would call, a season-defining road trip for the Oilers, we are going to go back to Saturday night and get into our three big things brought to you by Montana's. This sports season, Montana's is bringing back the viewing party. Tonight, the daily deal, half-price wings. So if you need somewhere to watch the game tonight, I mean, the easiest decision in the world is to go saddle up at a Montana's.
Oh, look at that image. They look so delicious.
They look so good. I know. Half-price wings on the screen. That's fantastic. Great stuff.
It is fantastic. And I think we're going to do a lunch activation, a lunch promotion. Take some people for lunch to Montana's.
Our boy Bradley won the last one we did. So coming up, I don't think we'll do it today.
No. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I'm teasing.
Yeah, we'll do a
have just lunch. Like these wings are teasing me. Yeah. We shoot this show right around lunchtime, and then they put up a photo of these delicious plate of wings, and you want me to not talk about wings for 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Fair enough. Our three big things from last night's game. We can flash up the graphic here if you want. Producer Aaron to take a look at how things broke down from a stats perspective. Zach Hyman, boy, he had himself a game. Couple of goals, 9 shots on net as well. The number that stands out the most to me, and this will be my number one big thing, it was the play of Stuart Skinner. They lost 3-2 in overtime. If you told me going into that game that the Oilers were going to lose 3-2 to the Avalanche in overtime, I would have been like, hey, that's fine. That's okay. It's borderline acceptable. But if you would have shown me this, you give up 46 shots on goal. If you would have shown me that the Oilers were up 2-0 in that hockey game and once again blew another 2-0 lead, that's my first big thing. Unacceptable. The circumstances in that loss, the way they played and the way in which they lost made that unacceptable.
But let's be realistic. That 2-0 lead was not real.
It's a mirage.
It was just a mirage. This isn't like we were up 2-0 against the Kraken and then gave it up. Like Colorado was destroying us all game.
Yep.
Skinner kept us in. Special teams was there for us. At some point, something had to give. We were not going to win that hockey game.
We weren't going to win it 2-0. But without Stuart Skinner making 43 saves,
it would have been 10-0.
Yeah, they would have gotten shelled. I don't need to throw a stray the direction of Jack Campbell, but if Campbell's in net, they lose that game 8-1.
You don't know. There's a whole debate of why didn't we put Campbell in that game after having another good game? Because we have to try and get him. Well, that's what else. The power of hindsight, but we don't know. Campbell wouldn't have done any better than Skinner did. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that game, wow! We got outclassed. That is a team that is missing 4 key guys.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they still have Makar. They still look how deep their blue line is without Byram and Who's the other one?
Josh
And Manson. Like those are two key defensemen.
Brad Hunt scored for them.
Well, it was the Brad Hunt revenge game. You know that was going to happen. That's very on brand for the
Hunt
Oilers.
Score on you.
But like that's you can like that's why we got swept in the playoffs. Like the Oilers are here and the Avalanche are here, and we need to do things to help bridge that gap right now, because that was we came out and we sustained the absolute dominance for 2 periods. Skinner did we bent. Boy, did we bend. That was physically impossible bending without breaking for 2 periods. And then it just, you knew it was going to happen. And then once again, McKinnon end to end just embarrassed everybody. Can't blame Skinner. One-on-one with McKinnon. He's McKinnon.
Yeah. My second big thing from the game was actually that Nathan McKinnon goal. And people really loved piling on Darnell Nurse for that. And we're Oilers fans. We watch Connor McDavid do his thing on a nightly basis. I have watched Connor McDavid make Victor Hedman look like an American Hockey League defenseman in the same building that this goal here was scored last night.
Yeah.
Like, keep it running, Aaron, because I want to go back to kind of the start of the goal as well.
We gave it away, didn't we?
We gave it away. The play is going one direction. A sloppy play by the forwards leads to it going the other way. Darnell Nurse, you can say what you want about him, and Gregor made this point on the rundown today. Elite skater. Even when his decision-making is bad and his puck skills are bad, he has always been an elite skater.
Well,
if he has a chance to actually square up one-on-one with Nathan McKinnon there and get a decent chance, he can probably break up that chance. But it's a bad turnover, and then it's the second, third, fourth, whatever you want to call him, best player in the NHL, one of the most dynamic players off the rush in the NHL, coming in full steam. People who are...
Why is... Okay, and this is... But devil's advocate.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. But devil's advocate, like, Nurse starts backing away from... You see, he kind of moves away.
He's trying to build up speed.
He's trying to get some motion back.
But why is he building it away? Why do you get in there to support? Like,
yeah,
I'm being nitpicky because I have the power of watching replay.
Yeah.
But it's like he goes away and then he makes the decision to come in and support a little late.
Yeah,
because it is. Once again, you have to realize it is McKinnon. He's probably going to beat Ceci.
You need to know when that guy's on the ice,
right? So it's you can look at it both ways. Like, I agree. Like, we also turned it over to him, gave him a lot of runway to generate speed, and caught, the blue line was not expecting this turnover to happen, so caught him flat-footed. It's like, there's a lot of things. You can't just hang it all on Nurse. That was a collective effort of failure outside of Stuart Skinner.
I don't really blame it on either defenseman. I
That's
think
the point I'm
problem was
making.
higher up the ice, and then it came down. It's like, well, you have one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Right now. You're at a disadvantage immediately.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's the point I kind of want to make, is those two are at a disadvantage immediately. There are a lot of things to be upset about in that game. And I saw a lot of people being upset about that goal, and I didn't quite get it, even the OT winner, right? Like, Cale Makar, that was just a snipe. Can't. Whatever. And right before that,
Hyman almost had it.
Hyman hit a post. Brett Kulak looking like Leon Draisaitl himself from the top of from the face-off circle, rings one off the bar. And it's like, so everything went wrong, and he still almost won the damn game in overtime. Quickly, before I get to my third big thing, the YouTube chat is alive and well on the Nation Network YouTube. Hammer that like button if you're there. Twisted said, the sad part about this game is I have zero clue what Oilers team will show up. Oilers can show up and leave mid-game too. Cue the dice roll. And yes, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Deskra was in and says Nurse had like half a second to make the right play. Turnover was the main issue. Our guy Rusty, the reckless optimist, is in, said Nurse looks like he thinks Ceci has him, but I'm not a hockey player. I don't know.
Well, Ceci's in front of him, but Ceci's started from flat-footed to trying to catch up to McKinnon, who has already got like 8 steps on him. And he's Cody Ceci. Like, he's just a solid defenseman, but he's not like the toughest guy to get around either. And it's Nathan McKinnon. Like, that's
why you pair him up with Darnell Nurse usually, because Ceci's issue, when he has him, is usually mobility based.
And so that's why because it's not hanging it on people, but if one person fails, then the team needs to, there's checks and balances until it gets to the goalie. Like, he kind of goes away and leaves them high and dry initially to get burned.
Aaron, can we watch it one more time, please? Because there's something I just noticed that I really want to point out. And it's like here. It's right here at the end.
Yeah, I know what you're going to point out.
What is
going on?
Why, buddy in the McDavid jersey? What are you doing?
I saw that every single time. Just like, who is this man?
Well, you know what? I expect everyone around the league to high five when Connor McDavid scores.
But like, Oilers down 2-1. This guy's like, hell yeah. Maybe he had the over. I don't know.
He was
Over's alive.
Maybe he's just trying to keep it positive, keep it loose.
The
That's
only
wild.
That's maybe a play you want a defenseman to take a penalty on. That would be like my only critic for the defenseman, if there even can at that point. But
well, and we had killed off every power play at that point.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, it's easy to say.
It doesn't matter because you know what? They were gonna get a goal anyways at some point. Like it just Colorado was playing too good. Like they were just buzzing.
Yep. My third big thing. This was a point of conversation after the hockey game online. Oilers up 2-0 in the second period. At the 16:50 mark, they get a chance at a 5-on-3 for 13 seconds. Jay Woodcroft calls a timeout. I, in the moment, said, hell yeah. Forget, you know what word I was about to say, forget that second unit. Let your big dogs rest and try to put that hockey game away in the moment. Yeah. And a lot of people are mad. No, you got to save your timeout for later. There was never a point later in that game where you really probably would have used the timeout. So, who cares? And that's a chance where
you got to score there. So you have to. You got it.
Your power play is deadly with your big guns on the ice.
Got to kill
already been out there for a minute 45 or a minute 47. Let them rest up and see if they can, like 5-on-3 for those guys more often than not is going to result in a goal, I'd say.
Do we hit a post in that?
I don't know if we hit a post on that.
You have to play to the situation.
Yep.
Like, what if, like you said, there wasn't really an opportunity to get another timeout later in the game? What if the Oilers just kind of cruise through a win anyway and didn't need a timeout, and then you don't call that, right? Like, it's just kind of like, just call in the moment.
You had to. Colorado had all the momentum, so you have to do whatever you can to break that momentum. And if we can score on that power play, that definitely slows them down a bit, and we probably have a win. We just didn't score. I do not disagree with the decision.
Yeah. Their power play at that point was 2 for 3. It was clearly having a night.
It was 5-on-3.
Yeah. You take that time out. That's an approach I'd want Woodcroft to take every single time. Original Puzar, our boy watching the show live. He's usually a podcast guy. For those of you that missed the show live, you can always get it as a podcast or watch it later on YouTube. But OP is in and says, I'm totally fine with that time out. At the same time, he doesn't disagree with Rashog's side of it, which was they could have given the full second unit 40 seconds. Yeah, I think, and maybe part of this is maybe the first unit's got to come off the ice more often at like the minute 10 mark, right?
But how often does the second unit score? Why are we trying to?
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at too. Is like,
I don't know. I do not agree with
You're
Rashog.
the man advantage, and the others probably have a 2-man advantage when it's Draisaitl and McDavid on the ice on the power play. We have the best power play in the league, and we don't score 5-on-5.
Yeah, and it's like, none of it comes from the second unit.
No,
we have the best PP1 in the league.
There you go. Those are your 3 big things brought to you by our friends at Montana's from the game on Saturday. And now we shift our focus to tonight because it is a Sherwood Ford Giant game day brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Ford. Giant, where they have the Sherwood Ford parts store, where not only do they have genuine parts needed to keep your vehicle running smoothly, but they have a giant selection of merchandise, clothing, and apparel, the perfect gifts and the perfect gear. And you know what you get this month when you go there? From now till January 31st, you get 10% off. Whew.
That's a deal.
Forget about it. That's a bargain, as our friend Frank Saravalli would say. Tonight, the second half of the season starts. The Oilers right now are playing at a 90-point pace. I can do that kind of math because it's just taking 45 and timesing it by 2. But there's
quick maths.
Yes, quick maths. There is pressure heading into this road trip. There's pressure, obviously, heading into the second half of the season. And I would go as far as to say this next 7-day run. I'll say 8-day run. I'll include the game next Tuesday at home against Seattle. It's season defining. And I don't think that's a stretch. I don't think that's being hyperbolic or just looking at the moment and not looking at the big picture. I legitimately think how they perform here will, without a doubt, change the course of their season. You go 5-0, you rattle off a 5-game heater on this run.
Would you say we need to positively regress?
They do need to start positively regressing. But you go on a little 5-game heater here and you gain 2 points on all 3 of LA, Seattle, and Vegas over this next run. Whew, you're cooking. You are cooking. You go 1-4.
Oh, geez.
Knock on wood. It's done. Wrap it up. Pull the plug.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. This is a playoff team.
It is, and they have a chance to prove that this week. If you go 4-1 on this run. You don't even have to beat Vegas on Saturday. I would love to see
you
it.
need to beat Vegas on Saturday.
Why?
Because I'll be in attendance. You'll be in attendance along with 48 other people on the nation vacation.
Thanks
Oilers
to
need
travel.
to win.
Yes. Shout out to our friends at AMA Travel who make these kinds of things all possible. We'll also
AMA
be doing...
Travel hit us with a massive surprise today that is providing a lot of value for all the trip goers. Not with getting all the details of it, but thank you, AMA Travel, for helping us put on this experience.
Yeah, as they do with all of it. And if you missed out on this one, nationgear.ca, if you want to check out the trip on March 10th to Toronto, the Big Six, the Big Smoke. We're watching a little Edmonton, Toronto on Saturday night from a suite. It's a luxury version of a nation vacation.
Imagine they win there. That'd be amazing.
Amazing. But yeah, you're right. Hopefully the Oilers win on Saturday while we're in attendance in Vegas.
You want to know why? Because this is what's going to happen. We're going to go and we're going to place large bets because we're going to be in attendance. And they've done this before and we haven't pulled it off. This is the time.
All right.
It's going to make the vacation.
Road trip starts tonight, 8:30 Mountain Time puck drop.
Oh,
that sucks.
So I this is how I know I'm getting older, just because I just dread that, but we'll suck it up.
That means it's going to be a late night for our boy Connor Halley and producer Aaron.
And me.
Are you joining the show tonight?
I'm on the show.
Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna hop on the show too, but if you want to do it, maybe we could
yeah.
all do it. Do a little round table.
Sure.
Maybe. We'll see. Either way, Oilers Nation After Dark is not going to start until like 11 o'clock tonight. But
this whole week, every game is late.
I know, it sucks. It sucks so much. But anyways, big game tonight against the LA Kings. The Kings have been playing largely good hockey as of late. They are 7-2-1 in their last 10 games at home this year. They've been solid, 12-7-2. The Oilers, let's look for some positives here. 11-6-1 on the road. So they've been a decent road team so far this year. Not bad.
Yeah.
Went 2-1 in LA in the playoffs last year.
Went 2-1 in LA in the playoffs.
Is the last time we played in LA game 7? Oh no, game 7 was
game
six.
6.
Game 6, sorry.
And Tyson Barrie found the back of the net late, gave the Oilers a big win. Then our guy Evander Kane puts it into the empty net, throws up the 7. Rest is history. So yeah, Oilers' first trip back to Hollywood since the playoffs last year. The Kings are just such an interesting team for me, as you can take a look at their numbers and kind of the splits between the two sides there. The Oilers score more. The Kings give up more. The Kings are second in the division with a -4 goal differential. That doesn't even make sense.
Did you see the goalie?
How many overtime losses do they have?
6.
So what's their real record?
They're 23-20. The Oilers are 21-20. Like, it's just
so they played more games than us.
Yeah,
3 more,
2 more.
So that's huge. We have games in hand on them. This is a
7 back.
Somehow that's more. This is like a 6-point game somehow.
Sure, why not? That doesn't even make sense, but I'm with you on it. 7 points back of the Kings with 2 games in hand. You win tonight. Boom, you're 5 back with 2 games in hand. This Kings team, I don't believe in them. I didn't believe in them from the jump this year. And when I look at this team, like, their roster's solid, but their goaltending is just a whole different world of junk.
Hate their goaltending.
It's so bad, and it was bad last year.
Is it Seattle bad? Seattle is rolling.
Seattle's rolling. Their goaltending also sucks, but at least their goal differential is respectable. LA basically gets blown out or wins by 1.
Their best goalie is Felix Copley.
Phoenix Copley.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's actually been, so this is last few games, 950, 810, 930, 852, 920.
Oh, so he's due for an 8. Is he playing tonight?
He's
Should
the expected star.
Because he's their starter.
Yeah, that's okay. The yo-yo. That is Phoenix Copley.
He's 10-2 on the season.
What's his goals against average?
252 with a 904 save percentage.
So that means
in 12 games.
That means that is LA allowing a lot of shots or not a lot of shots, and the goalies just let them out?
No, they've actually been a pretty good 5-on-5 team. I was looking at their logs before we went live today. So they've 7 straight games with under 25 shots against at 5-on-5, and 6 straight games with under 10 high danger Corsi events against.
How good were our 5-on-5 stats against Colorado?
How good?
Yeah.
I mean, Jay, I'm kind of scared to pull up the numbers live.
Hang it in the Louvre.
The Oilers got outshot 33-15, but only outscored 1-0, which means
Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner. I love that they play that sound in the arena too whenever he makes a big stop. But the Oilers got caved at 5-on-5 against Colorado. But before that, it was 3 straight really good games at 5-on-5 for the Edmonton Oilers. But they're playing a Kings team tonight who doesn't give up a lot at 5-on-5. And you can go ahead and throw those up, the D pairings for the LA Kings tonight. We'll get into our full lineup report here as well. Mikey Anderson with Drew Doughty. All my homies hate Mikey Anderson. Sean Dursey with Matt Roy. Alex Edler with Sean Walker. Those are 3 pretty solid pairings.
Who's running Edler?
Yeah, we also hate Edler tonight. Yes. Can't forget that.
Who is running Edler?
I also hate Drew Doughty for his reaction to the knee of chirping immediately.
Shout out to our guy, Sean Dursey, who made the play behind the net on McDavid's winner in Game 7 last year, where he just decided to start yelling at the ref while Connor McDavid got like 3 more scoring chances. That was great. But this Kings blue line is really solid. Up front, the LA Kings are actually pretty deep. Quentin Byfield's up on the top line for them tonight, so a big opportunity for the former 2nd overall pick. Kopitar and Kempe on that line. Deneau with Iafallo and Arvidsson. Blake Lizotte with Gabe Viardi and Kevin Fiala. Kevin Fiala, 42 points on the year, playing on the 3rd line. I'll have a point on that in just a second. Rasmus Kapari with Jarrett Anderson-Dolan and Brendan Lemieux is the 4th line. The LA Kings have 6 players in that forward group who have scored double-digit goals. They have 2 on the top line, 2 on the 2nd line, 2 on the 3rd line. They spread it out. The Oilers have 4 players in double-digit goals, 1 on the 1st line, 3 on the 2nd line, none in the bottom half of that lineup. In fact, there's only 2 other guys on the team who've hit 5 goals this year, and it's up in the top left there with Klim Kostin and down in the bottom right with Derek Ryan. These are the expected lines tonight for the Oilers, as you can see on your screen.
Why do we even say Kostin starting with McDavid? He plays like 10 minutes with him.
Yeah, and then they rattle McDavid around because they're going 11-7, which I don't hate. I do want to see more of my boy Klim though, because I think he could be a decent fit there until Kane's back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
And then we could have a hell of a 3rd line.
Then we could have a hell of a 3rd line. Like I talked about this on Oilers Nation Radio last Friday, and we can keep these up while I go through this exercise so I don't lose my spot. But when Kane's back, I think you can almost keep that top line the same. On the 2nd line, even if you keep that the same, running like Evander Kane with McLeod and Puljujarvi might not be a terrible look. Like Kane, do you not think Kane can, when he's back and healthy and humming, can get something done by himself? Or
you listen, Evander Kane sat exactly where I'm sitting right now, which is just crazy.
I wouldn't have said this idea to his face.
He even said, like, and it's true that you have to think, and like you have to be a very smart player to be able to play with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah.
Right. So Kane has that ability. So why like what? Okay. Like anyone who understands how to play in the McDavid beautiful mind space, like you let them play in there, because as you saw, he makes hay.
He does. Yeah,
we need goals.
So if you go
5-on-5 goals too.
McDavid, Kane, Yamamoto top line.
Sure.
Okay. And then you'd have Nuge, Dry, and Hyman as your 2nd line. Yep. They actually, I think they're fine together. And then your 3rd line would be Kostin, Puljujarvi, and McLeod. It's not terrible. I don't mind that. Or you go Holloway up there somewhere.
Now, when's Holloway get his when does he get his push up?
September 2023.
You think so?
Probably. Like if it hasn't come yet.
At any point now. There's been so many opportunities and he's not
coming. And I'm embarrassed. I'm going to ask. No, he's a left shot, isn't he? All the way.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
he is, because he doesn't solve their righty centerman problem.
Yeah.
You know what I thought?
Evan Bouchard never should have taken Duncan Keith's number 2.
Isn't he at 3 numbers in the NHL now? Didn't he start as 10, then go 75, and then 2?
I don't think so.
Or did he just have 10?
He should have stayed 75. That's a big jersey to fill.
Or if you're gonna do it, don't do it immediately after he retires.
So he was
maybe wait a year.
No, he was 75 last year.
Oh, okay, must have been 10 in junior then.
He was 2 with the London Knights, maybe in Baco. Anyways, I had a point to make. Oh, so we've been talking a lot about how one of Derek Ryan or Janmark have to go on waivers when Kane's back. I think they waive Fogle.
He's been scratched.
I mean, it kind of gives you a bit more flexibility too,
And
doesn't
I
it?
mean, you probably want someone to claim him as well to get that money off the books.
No one's going to.
Yeah. So like, who has, because of his cap hit, if you need to make money for when Kane's back, who has a better chance of being claimed? Janmark, Ryan, or Fogle?
Yeah.
It's Fogel's.
Janmark's a very serviceable bottom six.
I fear a team would take a stab at Janmark.
Yeah, and he cleared the first time, right?
Yeah, he did.
But it was during
like early in the season
yeah.
and stuff, and people was trying to figure out whether like a team that's trying to make a run, like and need a little bit of bottom six depth. Like Janmark's very serviceable. So Derek Ryan, I think maybe could get through ish. Like he's a smart hockey player, but yeah.
I guess the one thing I would have against waiving Fogle is that not just decreasing his value a little bit?
But the market already knows what his value is. That's the reason why he's
suppose.
passing through waivers.
Yeah, I guess if he gets all the way through, but I guess you're not going to get anything for him if you put him on waivers.
But the market if he clears waivers, the market tell you that he's not worth anything. Also, he would give you a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, I guess that's true as well.
So it's like you hope that someone takes him so you don't have to give anything up for someone to take him.
Yeah, to add anything to it.
Going to the YouTube chat where people are answering this question. Tyler Mulick says Fogel's getting waived or traded for show. Rusty says if you waive Fogle, you may as well trade him to get something back. I don't think you're getting anything back for him right now is the problem. Cato says Derek Ryan. AJ said Janmark for sure. AJ, I think this might be his first time commenting on the show. So welcome to the show, AJ. Troy says keep Ryan. Okay. Gavin, not Gavin the intern, says Fogle is donezo. Mark says waive Nurse. Hard to argue with that, right? How would that be taken the wrong way by anybody?
I think Ryan is more valuable to this team than we give him credit for. Like we literally just said there's 2 other players on this team that have 5 or more goals outside of the top 4, and Derek Ryan's one of them, and he plays on the 4th line.
Yeah, I think he's too valuable to lose.
Yeah, you can't let him
He's
go.
serviceable.
Yeah, he's an
and that's all
player.
PK good, and then he gets shorties, man.
Tyler Mulick, though, with a good question. He says, does that actually change our cap troubles? Because we can only bury so much. Yeah, like no matter which one you send down of those 3, you're only getting $1.1 million in cap relief from that. So that is a part of it. It's equal cap relief unless they get claimed. Because if Fogle gets claimed, all the money's coming off the books. So, yeah.
I don't think he'll get claimed.
Let's get to our Sherwood Ford Giant Keys to victory for this evening's hockey game. I got one loaded up.
Go for it.
Offense.
5 on 5, 5 on 5, 5 on 5, 5 on 5.
Yep, totally. It's the 5-on-5 offense for the Oilers tonight is going to dictate, or it's going to be, that'll be how they control this hockey game. We now know enough about this hockey team, and I'll admit you were right. The blue line's not getting better. It only I wanted to give him at least. I
don't even want to rub it in your nose, but like I was waiting for that breaking point of you saying, "Oh, the D's got to play better." Like,
yeah, it's not.
That's what we have.
Need a trade. So the D's not getting better. This team is not going to win hockey games by playing it tight, by winning 2-1 or 3-1.
But you need to be able to be competitive in those types of games. Because not every game is going to be a blowout.
Exactly. But the Oilers can control the pace of this hockey game. I should have maybe added an extra point on there. You're not going to win a lot of games, or this team isn't, when you're in your zone a ton, you're just defending well, keeping teams to the outside, and then getting a few chances. They're going to win games because they control the pace of play with their offense.
So, sorry, Liam, I'm going to jump in here for one second. We just need to nail down our identity for the season because it's not consistent. Like what worked last year? Yes, we had an improved blue line. We had, some leadership stuff, but like, why did we beat the Calgary Flames? Because we attacked them with speed and they had a really good blue line.
Yeah.
So like, why not just like, you know what? We're the speed guys.
They dictated the play with their offense. That's what I'm saying.
So like, let's be the speed guys. Like Colorado just came and just whipped us at speed. We didn't really bring much speed.
Yeah.
But like, let's go back to the things that like, why was last season so good? Because we brought speed was a big element of our game. So let's lean into that.
Yeah.
Because like we're not going to bruise you. We're not physically going to deter you. We know that. Yes, maybe we should add in some meat into the lineup, but meat that can skate, that meets the speed agenda, because speed's going to allow us to break our 5-on-5 issues.
Mm-hmm.
If we're fast in the other team, we're pushing the pace and we got them on their heels. These are where 5-on-5 opportunities happen. And this is clearly an area of improvement, but a skill that we actually have in the lineup. So let's lean into that.
All right.
That's my key.
I love it. Lean into the speed. I'm saying control the 5-on-5 offense. Let that win you the game. Liam, what do you like?
I just want to counter the point of the defense isn't getting better.
Oh,
no,
God,
I agree. It definitely needs help. But since coming back from Christmas,
don't tell me that Evan Bouchard is an elite NHL defenseman.
No, I will not.
Okay, thank you.
2-1, 7-2. Then they allowed 2 against Winnipeg. Obviously, the Kraken was crappy. 2 against the Islanders, and then Avalanche fell apart a little bit. But like defensively, like they're not allowing as many goals.
They were better for a couple of games.
Well, but last game wasn't like we weren't great. Like that was Stuart Skinner.
That's probably the only one though, right? That was like besides the Kraken.
But then team defense too, right? It's also team defense tightens up in those. It's a collective effort, but like we can't like if we're not playing yes, we should always be playing team defense, right? Like that helps. But like if the forwards are cheating or not as much defensively, we got to be able to at least rely on our defense to sometimes steal a game for us. And in those instances, they can't.
I think the only game out of that group, I guess, where the defense almost stole the game for us would have been the Winnipeg one. They actually played pretty well defensively, but just couldn't score a goal, right?
Yeah.
If I remember. So, but the goals against are going down. The penalty killers got better since Christmas.
Yeah.
But the team needs help. There's no denying that at all.
Yeah.
But it seems to be the team doesn't know where to get help from, which is becoming a bit of an issue as well.
And then we have to improve our 5-on-5 play, which can't be so reliant on special team. It's great. It's good to know that like if we get a power play, there's a good chance for like that's a powerful weapon, but it can't be the only weapon.
Aaron, can we quickly get the Oilers forward lines back up, please? Oilers taking to the ice right now for their morning skate. Take these, crumple them out, and throw them in the garbage because we have new lines to talk about. Forget about those ones.
Oh, I don't have a voice. Can't do my
don't do that.
Thing. Sorry, everyone.
McDavid with Costin and Yamamoto stays the same. Draisaitl, Hyman, and Ryan McLeod on the second line of the left wing. Okay.
Speed.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the third line with Matthias Janmark on the right side and Warren Foegele on the left side.
That can only mean one thing.
Foegele.
Puljujarvi's out.
Derek Ryan will center a fourth line with Dylan Holloway on the left side and Jesse Puljujarvi on the right side. So if they go 11-7 based off this, one of Puljujarvi, Ryan, or Holloway are likely out of the lineup, and I would not be the least bit surprised if it is the Bison King as the odd man out. Not even a little. You
need to send messages. I think that's what they just did with Foegele, right? Like you're out for 2 games because you've not been good enough. Puljujarvi had that low stretch of like maybe, 4 games where he was kind of getting some points, but he hasn't done a lot the last couple either. So
he's gotten chances with skilled players. He has 3 goals in 41 games. He has 61 shots on goal in 41 games. Plus minus isn't a great stat, but he is -13 to match his jersey number.
Probably why.
Yeah, it's probably why he keeps it at that number. But yeah, I think if you want to send a message to guys not producing, again, you can talk about the analytics, you can talk about the numbers, the shot support, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, you're at the halfway point of the season now. You gave that guy a ton of chances to start scoring on his looks. He's not. If you had to healthy scratch someone from this lineup, I think it is Jesse Puljujarvi right now. Foegele did his time. He sat out. He's also scored 1 more goal than Jesse Puljujarvi in 13 less games, 2 less points than Jesse Puljujarvi in 13 less games. Foegele comes out or comes back in.
Showcasing Foegele.
If you go, is everything okay, Liam?
Yeah, my phone fell.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. I don't think it would be the most insane idea to sit 13. I know you're not going to disagree with me.
Let's just do
Maybe
whatever,
he stays in Anaheim on Wednesday.
Let's just do whatever. Let's just start winning hockey games. Apparently, we're a second half team. Well, it's the second half officially. Let's go on a run. Restore our confidence in what we think, that this team really is.
Yep.
It's very annoying right now.
AJ just said in all capital letters, yes. Troy says JP's where he deserves to be. Gavin says, I like this. AJ said 13 for sure. Jake wonders if JP's getting traded. Maybe. Loomis, McLeod, Dry, Hyman digs it. Rusty likes the second line. Mix it up, see what happens, and he wouldn't be mad if JP got scratched. Curtum is in and says, I think the trade deadline's late in the season. 85% season is dumb. Some players take a while to get chemistry with their new team. Trade deadline.
That's why trade now. Trade now for us.
Frank kind of wondered about that today on the rundown.
I was listening to it, and I agree with him.
So his one thing was he thinks the Oilers are maybe looking a little bit harder than some other teams. I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me on that. But it was something along those lines of the Oilers might be looking for something, maybe not something major, but maybe something. And maybe a Puljujarvi deal is that something, not major. Maybe.
Sure. Must need some tweaks.
Yeah.
Need some tweaks.
Tyler says Holloway would be a good candidate as well for a healthy scratching. I don't buy that fully.
No,
I think you need him to play, right? Like Hamblin, they even sent back down to Bakersfield. He was playing for him the other day in Calgary. So
I think so. Here's the difference between Yamamoto and Holloway to Fogle and Puljujarvi. When Yamamoto and Holloway aren't scoring goals, at least they're doing something positive on the ice.
Yep.
Where Fogle and Puljujarvi, when they're not scoring goals, they're almost doing nothing.
But that's not what the Puljujarvi truthers say.
Well, I'm not.
Puljujarvi is effective and makes everyone around him better for his what he does away from the puck.
It's probably because he plays with McDavid so much, and McDavid makes him look better. That's my speculation on it.
really, you're telling me McDavid might make someone look better?
It makes the stats a little bit better. At
Huh.
least.
What an interesting line of thinking.
Weird, eh?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a shame. No,
I was surprised on After Hours.
Oilers Nation After Dark. Or After Hours.
On
Hockey Night in Canada After Hours.
Our competitor for post-game shows.
Coverage, yeah.
With McDavid, he was. Obviously they didn't dig too much into the game, but like he didn't seem too he didn't come off as being he buried his frustration and just came off very pleasant.
How about those socks?
Did you see that? We should have had that clip ready to go. Actually, that's an oversight.
I only saw it coming onto this. Actually,
I know. I saw it.
What was up with the socks? I didn't notice.
He's been wearing the same socks his whole career.
Shit! The ones he played. Oh my god, those are gnarly. I love it.
His like toes are coming.
Let's find out what Brett's get. Let's get him some more socks of those socks, whatever they are. Tell us what they are. We'll do some digging. I'll start doing some garage sale hunting for you.
Mission get
whatever it takes, man. That should be. That is Oilers Nation's duty. If we can find out what those socks are, we have to go find them some more.
Why not? Let's move along to our Betway
sock
bets.
Drive. The Nation Sock Drive.
Yeah, please. We're starting to go fun socks. Reed says trade short. He's just doing that to make you mad, Liam. Don't get rattled before your big segment. What do you like tonight? Oilers, they are favorites against the LA Kings.
I don't. Why are the books like what? We're playing a team on the road that is higher than us in the standings. Why are we the favorite?
Because even the books know the Kings are frauds.
Okay. Sorry for that.
Well, Connor McDavid's plus money to score a goal tonight. So I mean,
I like Connor McDavid to score more than I like the Oilers to win. So
yeah,
giddy up.
You just gotta. And then Zach Hyman shooting the puck is just the biggest lock in the NHL at the moment. He had 9 shots the other day.
Yeah, and he hit the post, so 10 shot attempts.
10 shots. Yeah, so I mean,
we gotta tweet that sock photo out. We literally have to do a call to action. It's coming.
So swing them up, Aaron.
Focus on the betting. No, focus on the betting, Aaron.
We need the lucky socks. It's connected to the betting.
Those are the
Those socks is what leads to Connor plus 105 hitting tonight.
Okay, sure. Aaron, put the socks on the screen.
Oh.
Connor, boy, you can't be selling picks like this for free.
We need to find him more socks.
God.
This is literally, Waz, if you're listening, because I know I'm a loud talker even with this voice. We got to take this photo. We got to do a sock drive. We got to find some more of those socks for Connor.
Would that not hurt on the front of the skates? Like just toe on skate.
But he likes how they grab in the skate. Because it's funny. Like you wear different socks and how they fit in a skate. Sometimes it feels like your foot doesn't even feel like it's so small on your skate because the socks makes it so slippery.
The Oilers are plus 130 in regulation tonight, Jay. Plus 187 on the puck line.
I mean, sure. I'll dabble a little bit tonight.
Yeah, but this
I want to tell everyone.
Yeah.
I literally had it loaded, and I was going to hit send on a substantial bet on the Colorado Avalanche comeback at plus 600 after the second period. And I couldn't, in my heart of hearts, do it. I'm like, Jay, you're an Oilers fan, man. You can't do this. And then I didn't. It would have made me a lot of money. But I didn't do it because I bet with my heart, and I for some reason only bet on the Browns and the Oilers.
Fair enough.
Sometimes I like to parlay them together.
Actually, so I was at the Sports Closet the other day.
Nice.
And
which location?
Sherwood Park.
Hell yeah.
Got my mom a new Oilers jersey.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I saw they had some nation gear in there, and there was a hat which looked strikingly familiar to the Cleveland Browns colors. And I was wondering if that was inspired by a Cleveland Browns fan.
You know, the subconscious is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you think certain colors, like anything that's blue and orange, I see, I'm like, that's so nice. Anything that's brown, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Like you look at some, my ski attire used to be orange pants and blue jacket.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, Jay, like you're too much. So yes.
So yes, it was.
I mean, the design got presented to me like, oh yeah, we got to run with that.
Makes sense.
Someone knew their audience.
Shout out to the Sports Closet. Also, shout out to our friends at Star Mechanical, new sponsors here on the show. One of Edmonton's top new home plumbing installers for the last 20 years, but they can do whatever you really need them to do. Check them out, starmechanical.ca.
It's furnace season.
I don't think they do furnaces.
Mechanical?
Plumbing and gas fitting, Jay.
Yeah, but gas to your furnaces?
Maybe.
If you need furnace support, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Star Mechanical.
I come from a long line of Star Mechanical plumbers.
Oh, yeah, it's in the family.
My dad worked for Star Mechanical 20-some years ago.
Exactly.
My uncle Brian worked there.
Doesn't he?
My cousins, Nick and Adam. My neighbor, Red. There is a Star Mechanical vehicle parked outside my house 24/7. Well, when he's not at work. Most of the time, it's there.
No,
when Red's home. Yeah, he doesn't work from home, but I see it every day when I come home. Star Mechanical. It's there. They're around. They're trustworthy is the point I'm making here. All right. Curtin was in, says, I feel like this is going to be another extremely boring LA game. If the Kings have a lead first, they're going to play their typical keep away for the remainder. Absolutely boring. Curtin then chimes in again and says the Kings are just boring to watch. So hammering home that point, and I respect it because I don't like the LA Kings either. I think they are boring, and I think the Oilers need to do the best to play their brand of hockey. That is the Oilers brand. That is fast. That is offense heavy. Drive the puck the other way. The best offense or the best defense is a good offense, in my opinion, and that should be the way the Oilers are operating this evening.
Can I ask a question that was asked in the chat?
Okay.
So Reed asked, if you got to be GM for a month, what are you doing with this current situation with the team and why?
Finding out the truth on what Arizona wants for Chychrun. That's probably task one for
doing
me.
Whatever it takes to make our defense, our blue line, more defensively strong and nasty, and then addressing some bottom six needs.
Yeah, I'd probably the easiest move would probably be add some elements of toughness to your bottom six, being tougher to play against. That'd probably be like an easy kind of thing, or easier, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I think I'm froze. Max Domi is what I would do. I mean, I like the Chychrun idea.
What if he's not available?
Then I see what the other options are. But his value and what he brings to the game is kind of very, exactly what the team needs, right?
Fair enough. Kyler is in and said, I grabbed a Hyman reverse retro just in time for my trip up to Edmonton next week from the Sports Closet. More variety than the big store themselves. So
sick. There
you go, Kyler. It works. Sportscloset.ca. That is going to be a wrap on today's Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show. Shout out to Montana's Sports Closet and Star Mechanical as well. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Mountain Time, as we count down the days until we'll be doing this show live from Las Vegas. Look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. Get a nap in, get an extra coffee in, and enjoy the late start tonight, everybody.